so first we'll be covering A site. Preferably, we're gonna always try to plant the bomb here. This is gonna be our
Caution
default
here.
spot. This is usually the default plant spot with pros, so there's no reason why there's But anyways, we're gonna plant
right here.
Now on, just so we get the same lineups. And the first lineup I'm gonna show you is in their spawn. So you go here, you walk into this line intersection, and then you want to aim your crosshair like in this blue area. Aim just very little to the left. You don't want to go too much to the left though, or it'll mess up your molly.
Molly!
You shoot this as the fastest possible landing spot for the flank. It works with any such as Viper and KO grenades. And the second plant spot and post plant lineup is over here. When they're just like tapping the bomb, you want to go in this corner, and then you aim right here at this spot. It's best if you go a little bit to the left, like that.
Molly!
If you're rushed, then you could just run there. That is a very fast plant lineup, post plant lineup for you. And the last spot, not the last spot, but here's another spot. You go here if you're playing in this area, and you want to be aiming. You want to be aiming right here.
Right here.
And you want your right UI like this to be touching that. And
Molly!
this is a very fast lineup. That line's right in the corner. I messed it up. But it's because I hadn't worked. Right there.
Molly!
It's a very fast lineup for even Brimstone. And you really have to make sure that the horizontal UI thing on the left touches that, like this
Right here.
Diagonal horizontal line thing. Or it might mess up like the first time I did it. So you want it to touch like this.
Molly!
And if you do it, then it's very fast and efficient. Now the last lineup is if you're playing in this area. You want to be watching the flank if you're playing around here. And you can even choose to super rat in this corner if you want. And then when you think they're about to get on the bomb, you go here. You want to line yourself around here. And you want to aim at the top right. Like, you have the top part of that diagonal squiggly line on the right side to touch this.
Molly!
And this is another super fast lineup that has mid. Now for our B site. Our default plant spot will be over here. When you plant, you're going to want to look to the left to make sure the bomb's even more exposed to garage players. First lineup is here. You want to be playing around here. You just aim at this spot where the
right here.
It's that black line.
Molly!
It's a very fast landing lineup. While playing this area, you want to be watching the mid rotators and also potential flankers. And when you think they're about to get on the bomb, you start walking up here to get your molly ready and declare heaven.
Molly!
Now the next spot, if you're in garage, basically what you do is you line up your crosshair with this, like this.
Right here.
And you want to throw it when you see the green thing on your screen. Basically just aim.
Molly!
It's a very fast line for all characters.
Molly!
Including Brimstone. Now, I'll show the Brimstone version of this first. You aim here, and
right here.
The top part of your smoke right here, and aim just very, very little.
Molly!
not too much or it'll mess it up. And this will come up. Actually got that from Harry 2K, so shout out to him. And his version, you don't aim a little bit down, but if you aim a little bit down, it's a better version as it'll cover more of the playing area. And I will show you the Viper version of that now. It's the same spot, but this time you want to be aiming like at the middle of this. Aim the top part of your Viper, like you know how much charge you have in your Viper thing over there, in the middle of that, and now I'll be showing the Viper version of this first for the flank lineup. And you line up here, and you want to aim
here.
Like put the bottom left of your UI thing on the right side, right on there in the middle of the green intersection, and then you aim fire. This lineup will go right here. This is a very good lineup spot, as if you successfully defend it or no one clears you, then they'll never think you're ever here. It's super strong. But this one does not work for the bounce characters. For the Brimstone version, stand in the same spot, but you need to aim the top right of the squiggly instead of the right side. A little bit top left of where you did a Viper lineup. Make sure it's not too much though.
Volley!
And if you do this, you'll land. You need to make sure it's not too much though.
Right here.
On here. Okay. Now I'll be showing 2 Viper ult spots. I'll show you the A one first, but I'm gonna show you a Brimstone lineup in case. Cause me and this, well, we have a duo, and this is what I'm doing the video for. And I just decided to post it on YouTube, so it's easier to see. Anyways, you go here, super common Brim.
Volley!
You don't need to crouch for that. But I landed in the super default plan spot of
right here.
And the reason why you want to potentially know that lineup is if you're playing a bit far back from the Viper ult, or just, you know,
30 seconds left.
Who does
and
mother
normal
first?
game, as I doubt you're gonna be playing Viper Brim like us. But if you're Viper, this is a Viper lineup for you. Super strong ult spot. Go here in this corner and
Isolate and exterminate.
down all the way.
Don't get in my way!
And you want to plant like around here at the default plant spot. And what you want to do with your orb is you place it
Here.
here. And the reason why this is super strong is not only does it cover
Here.
this section,
Here.
which is super common for defenders to push from, but you have this corner to rat yourself in. So what you do is you defend, and when you think they're about to get close to you, you go in that spot, and when you hear the tap on the bomb,
Poison orb emitting.
now you have a super tiny section to rat yourself even more in, while not making the ult disappear. And you just
Here.
pick where the bomb is, and enjoy your Viper stuff.
Poison's off.
Things disappear. And when your orb is about to disappear, you just go back to your rat spot. And you probably have to look into the wall for this, where you've done like every build. But when you hear the tap on the bomb again, you just swing and kill them. That's super strong.
My ultimate is ready.
Now for the second ult spot is also attacker side for lineups. And you want to be planting at the default plant spot. But unlike earlier, you want to be planning a bit more over here.
Here.
That way it's still in your Viper ult. So once you get site control, you want to go here right away. And you want the right side of your Viper ult thing to line up with this,
Here.
like a line thing over here.
Don't get in my way!
And if you did plant a bit more to the right than usual than your default plant spot, they'll be forced to defuse in your Viper ult.
Poison
And
orb
if you
emitting.
paid attention to earlier,
Poison's off.
then you'll know what's going. You'll be playing in the back side over here. Make sure no one's pushing. It's best to play with someone unless it's a clutch situation. You're forced to play this by yourself. But you put your orb here,
Poison orb emitting.
and
Poison's off.
when you have to step out of your ult, that's when you put up your orb.
Not recharged yet.
You step out of your ult when you think someone's about to get on the ball. Because for these lineups, since it takes a while to land, you have to fire them early.
Poison orb emitting.
Step out of your ult. You do your lineup thing. Aim at the middle. And wait 6 seconds. Then do another one. After that's done, you wait up for your lineup to go away. And then you push out from here. You'll also smoke yourself off if you want.
Poison orb emitting.
And then you have a chance once you defuse again. You could also choose to do another way, which after your lineups, choose to flank and go up to heaven. Your ult will disappear by the time you get up there. But this will be an
My ultimate is ready.
Still think
Here.
he'll be coming from there since he did Viper ult. And if you're doing no lineups, the Viper ult's gonna disappear even quicker. Here's another Viper ult. It's situational. But if you don't want to plant a default plant spot, say you rush for time as you're rotating from A, and the clock's super low, then you see
Here.
this little like stain spot. You wanna walk along that and aim at the right of this tip of the stamp, and like around here. It has to be pretty precise for this one.
Don't get in my way!
Now once you have a super glitchy Viper spot that goes all the way around here. And this is another super strong one. And you want to place your Viper orb here if you're planning on a more time crucial spot. And as soon as you're done planning, you want to just go back into your Viper ult and go along this way. Along your rat ult. But preferably, you have someone planning
Here.
Well, not preferably. It's really just, it depends on the situation really for this one. So the better ult spot would probably, or
Here.
the spike spot will be here. But if you have a lot of people, you want to probably be planning at the
Here.
default, as you might die. But if you do plan at the default, then there's still a tiny space for you to do your lineup back. And for this one, you definitely want your orb to be on the spike. That way it does the most damage possible to them. And you have two options to do, fight them out here as long as they're done. Swing here. Or the better way is just go all the way to heaven along your rattle. And then you can peek from here.
My ultimate is ready.
Just spam from this general area. Especially if you have a family, you'll never know where the heck you are, and they'll just have to get lucky at shooting.
Don't get in my way!
How are they gonna know?
Poison orb emitting.
They're gonna know you're up here. They could be here,
Here.
or here. They won't know your exact spot. They're just gonna spam you to death and hope.
Here.
catch
Here.
the spike.
Poison's off.
And you don't even need to do your line of spot. You could just play over here. And just ping
Here.
where the bomb is. Hit where you are.
Poison orb emitting.
You know, that might even be more efficient than that. And if you're up here,
Here.
splat.
Poison's off.
Same thing. Super strong.
My ultimate is
A
ready.
bit more situational though, as it's very risky to be ulting up here.
Here.
You could really only do it when you're rotating to B and the defenders are on A. And here's the mid ult of Viper. You want to stand along the middle of here. And you look here.
Don't get in my way.
The reason why this is strong is there's a little corner for you to hide yourself in.
My ultimate is ready.
So you want to line this yourself like the
Here.
middle of here. And
Here.
the middle of this. So it's like this
Here.
stairway thingy. Then you aim here.
Don't get in my way.
And then now the rat spot is successful. For this one though, you have to have preferably your teammate, as it's very risky for you yourself to do that. But if you have a teammate here, make sure to tell them they look at the wall. If not, if you look this way, your arm will be sticking out even if you're not holding a gun. If you're holding a gun, the whole gun will stick out. This is a super strong rat ult spot on defense. Preferably what we do, because we're like copying the pros, is we ult middle to just completely deny that section of the map. And as we know, as in a name split, if they don't have the middle of the map, then it's a lot harder to go A or B if they do not have presence. And this is the Viper wall that we do.
My ultimate is ready.
You want to be doing this every round. This is assuming you're playing with another smoke character. And you want this. And you want to wall like this and make a super tiny section for you to hide yourself in. Now if you put up your wall,
Toxins going up.
I actually made too much of it.
Toxin screen down.
That has to be even more tiny of a gap. On defense, you'll be having your orb here. As soon as you put your wall down, you rotate
Here.
along here and put your orb here.
Poison orb emitting.
Deny mid. You're gonna be playing mid for most of this on defense. And for attack, this will be your attacker wall. You go here. You want to make yourself a super tiny gap
Here.
to spot in, potentially. You wall like this. You just at the start of round every time. And then you go here. You look at
Here.
this part, it's right over there. Your job at an attack is always just to give a presence and potentially to lurk up there.
Poison
Every
orb
time the
emitting.
round starts, oh, I messed that up. Every time the round starts, you do a
Toxins going up.
wall. And that way you get to walk along here a lot safer.
Toxin screen down.
And once you get up here, you take down your orb. I'm gonna fight this and pick this up. And
Toxins going up.
you have your wall still up. You wanna have your wall up until your teammates get around here.
Toxin screen down.
Because the defenders will have to look at so many angles. And if they're exposed, then they're gonna be a free kill for you guys. And once you get a having control,
Toxins going up.
behind this wall right here, super OP.
Toxin screen down.
Now you have your orb for the rest of the map. But this is also a super strong wall.
Not
as you just
recharged yet.
Completely ignore A.
Not recharged yet. Toxins
And
going up.
go along here. You go on a flank towards vents. So when you be doing this wall, preferably you want to do a lot of
Toxin screen
A to
here.
Bs or split A's where you pinch the guy
Here.
in vents together or pinch the guy in
Here.
tower together. And this is more the higher ranks, as lower ranks will probably
Toxins going up.
matter what. It is super strong wall in order to give constant presence. That's what a lot of the pros are doing right now.
Toxin
because
screen
they've been
down.
too long recently. And you just have your orb for the rest of the map once you get up here. Sometimes you do just leave it there though. Like say if you want to just pretend you're going A but don't want to risk pushing out, you just leave it there to give constant enemy presence. That's it.